Alright, so it looks like Kelvin's coach is coming in. So we got another remake. We're 2 for 2 on remakes today. Solid tier gaming here. Disconnect and crash computers and no spite jungles. And it's just a gong show out here. So it'll be the same picks and bans again as per usual. Same as our last remake and the remake of the game before that. Alright, they're ready to roll? Alright, fire it up. Who's got start? Pixel has float. Pixel has leader. There we go. And we're in. So, same picks, same bans. Here we go. I don't even remember what we banned. Oh, it was Kane. It was a spec ban on the Kane. And then just a spec ban on the Persona. And something else.
Controls them.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's dying upstairs. Somebody didn't get a cookie for dessert, I guess. Gotta love being a 2-year-old. So the picks of the bands are coming through. They're doing their thing. It should go a little faster. Usually it goes faster. Nope, I think it's going to watch the game again. Alright. What's that, bud? Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Whoa.
They don't hear me crying.
I did hear you crying upstairs.
How did you? You left the balloon?
Is that what happened? A balloon popped? Oh yeah, they had to get the no ban in there. Forgot about that one. I was like, why is this taking so long? Everyone knows what the picks and bans are. That totally makes sense.
Dad, watch.
What are you doing, bud?
Watch.
Oh, you're playing hockey. Good stuff, bud.
That's how we get energy.
That's how you get your energy? Hey, whatever works. Alright, so picks and bans are through. Their jungler has switched to Smite now. Fantastic choice. Generally recommended on your junglers. We'll be ready to hop back in just a second and get the game rolling here. If you look into our actual jungle matchup here, Amumu's going to have slightly better ganks because all Yai can do is run straight at you. And if you look at, if Morgana lands a bind, he can gank. If Morgana misses, he can't. Top lane, Nasus has to wither, which is a pretty reliable CC, and then Yai can gank. But he's against Cho'Gath, which got the knock up, he's got the slow, he's got the percent damage. It probably actually would be a decent gank in the top lane. Mid, if Galio gets, they got enough CC. I think they could actually pull off a Yi gank pretty reliably, but it's going to have to actually work with some CC. They have to work with their laners to pull it off. Whereas a Mumu can just hit the bandage, in he goes, hit the ult, and then they're locked up, hit the tantrum, and then whoever's around should hopefully by then have closed the gap and done some damage. Even if it's just like a Lux ult after that. Like the mid lane here is exceptionally gankable. Even the bottom lane with Leona. Like as soon as you get some of your CC off, Leona should be able to follow it up, or Lux should be able to follow it off, and they're not going anywhere. And that would give you time even for Cho'Gath to follow up with a knock-up and then get his ult off. Like it's... Amumu's ganks are definitely going to be stronger based on the CC of the lanes, but he does more straight-up damage. Like if he gets to late game, he is an absolute force to be reckoned with and is very difficult to stop. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Yeah, bud.
That's like a little TV.
In the middle?
Yeah.
It is kind of like a little TV. It shows you the map that guys play on. You got a little bit of jungle, you got the mid lane, the bottom lane, the top lane, and the river, with the Baron Pit and the Dragon Pit.
Why is that the dragon pit?
So that's where the dragons live.
Oh,
Do you like dragons?
yeah.
What's your favorite dragon?
the Samus one.
Oh, you like Ridley?
Yeah,
You're
Ridley.
playing too much Smash Brothers.
Ridley helps me fight the bad guys.
Ridley helped you fight bad guys? That's awesome.
He helps me fireball bad guys like Bowser.
So it looks like, apparently, according to my email, I just made Twitch affiliate, which is kind of cool, which gives me the ability to run ad breaks. So I'm going to try this. Just give it a second here. So apparently I can run a 60-second ad break. So at the 1 minute mark, I'm going to press the 60-second ad break. I want to see what happens. I've never done it before. So you guys are here for my inaugural first ad. Well done. So we're going to try this going here in like 6 seconds. I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous here. I've never done an ad before on the stream. And
Yeah,
I pressed it. Is it working?
I think so. I think so. And I think it's working, Dad.
I don't see an ad. You guys see an ad?
What?
This is weird.
Oh, we're Dad.
It is a weird ad, seeing as it's not showing up.
Why isn't it?
Ah, well. I gotta figure out how this thing works anyways. Maybe I have to set something up? I don't know.
Maybe let's set something up. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to set something up.
Maybe set
That's what I see if I can
something
make it
up
work.
like a dragon boss.
I should have a dragon boss for an ad. Just a big dragon boss that shows up, you have to fight him?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet. I'll have to look into that and see if I can get dragon bosses for my ads. Alright, well, that was an uneventful ad. Very nice. So we are loading in now.
Loading in for a next game tomorrow.
Alright, come on, loading screen.
Um,
There we go, and we're in. Whew. So, Infernal Amumu is a pretty sweet skin. The head on fire, it's a good look. Project skins, of course, are always nice with the effect.
That one guy is
This guy?
the one guy is that. Who's that guy by the white girl?
With the hat?
Yeah.
His name is Cho'Gath. He's kind of like a dinosaur.
Why?
I don't know, it's just what he is. See, he's got like the big teeth, the big horns, and he's wearing a fancy hat because he's a cool dinosaur.
Dad,
Yeah.
he looks kind of a bad guy.
He does kind of look like a bad guy, doesn't he? But he's got a cool hat on, so I think that makes up for it. Anyone else that you like on here?
I like the fire guy and the big wolf.
You like the fire guy and the big wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't like the big wolf today because he's playing against me, but normally I like the big wolf. Big wolf's pretty cool. Which team are you cheering for?
For the wolf.
You're cheering for the wolf team? Of course. He always cheers against me. I don't know why. Alright, so we're loading in here. Let's get our scoreboard up and take a look at early items, see if there's anything weird happening here. Well, we're into the Summer's Rift. We haven't actually spawned anyone onto the map yet, of course. There's that weird few second delay.
And where are the big boys?
What big boys?
The ones that fights the bad guys.
Alright, here we go. They're in.
Oh.
So we look at our early game items here. Actually, let's line up our players so we can easily track them through the game. Move in the jungle, Leona in support. He's in the mid, Morgana's in support. There we go. So if you look at our top kind of tank lane, we got Doran's shield on both sides. Keep them in lane as long as they can. Looks like Nurgle's pinging an invade, which is an interesting choice. See how that pans out. Amumu is not your typical invade jungler, but with everyone on Nurgle's side having some crowd control, it might actually pay off. Now they have warded their blue buff because it looks like Yi is starting red. And so they dropped the ward on their red buff, which is a great plan. As everyone comes through, and they know that they're not here. So what are they going to do? They're going to wait here? Are they going to try and gank? Are they going to go take the blue buff out from under them? I don't know. Now here's the thing. That red is going to expire in 58 seconds. So yeah, it'll be there. It'll spot them out if they try to take the blue buff. So Ys then has to make a choice. Does he want to travel across into Niverville's lane and take the buff? And the weird thing here is Cho'Gath is actually with them. It's a 5-man invade. Normally you don't want to do that because you lose top lane pressure. He might end up having to blow his teleport to get back. So right now they're going to start losing out on CS if they don't make a move quickly out of that blue buff. So they're just waiting. Nothing happens. And they're going to go and get behind Galio. So they don't manage to steal the buff. They get behind Galio. Galio paths into the woods. There's the first part of CC. Dashes the wall, gets the flash out. There's the second CC. Gets the Leona Q. That's the third CC. And gets the flash and first blood. So a little cheese off the beginning, but it works. Now it's going to set the jungler behind. But he does start with a kill and 3 assists on their side, which is going to be huge. Because Nasus went to Leash, he's actually going to arrive at about the same time as Cho'Gath, so there's actually no advantage in the top lane either way. Yes.
Who's that big guy?
The big guy, that's called red buff. Alright, so now the lane actually gets to start. Cho'Gath gets his first CS and gets the Q off onto Nasus, which is nice. And if you look at bottom lane, you can see Jinx is already up 7 CS. This AD carry on Kelvin's side is doing a phenomenal job hitting his minions. That's a Mumu, that's the Firehead guy that you like. That's also one of Uncle Steve's favorite characters. Whew, you can see, Galio having a much harder time with the farm this time. He's not able to shove out like he did against Nidalee, and so he's already down, well, it's only been a couple of waves, but he's down 3 CS early. Ooh, Cho'Gath misses one, which is not great because he needs to kill those minions if he wants to get his mana back. Yeah, so Jinx is up 10 CS to 2 and has got Xayah pushed back into the turret, so Xayah's not having much luck pushing out of turret right now. There's Lux hitting that bind through a minion I was talking about. Galio returns fire with a taunt, but still loses the trade overall. So Lux taking full advantage there of the gap difference to try and close that gap. Come on, get your minions, Cho'Gath. That's how you stay in lane. Long range Babo Morgana, and they walk it out. So yeah, first blood did go over to Nerval's side, but it was kind of a cheese early on. We'll have to see if they can actually snowball that advantage into something in their lanes. Again, none of them went back, so even though they have assist gold, they're not going to be able to use it for anything until they're first back. So the lanes are basically going to be standard lanes until the first back, and then Nerval will return with a slight item advantage. But, that being said, if you look at the CS in the bottom lane, it's almost going to negate that entire advantage they got. It's just going to keep them in the game if they're losing CS lane-wise. So just be a bit of a farm fest here, not a lot going on. If we check our jungle pathing, you can see that Muumu's working his way up the top, and yeah, he is still farming. He just got his wolves out. So Muumu gets spotted out by a ward. You see Galio goes to play very passive, and he pings out that Muumu's hanging out in the mid lane. Yep. Muumu at half health. That was a bold move to try to get in there, and he's going to take a little damage as well for that failed Q. Ooh, tank. Body shielded that. Interesting. Nasus managed to get his Q off right through the knockup. That's a lot of damage. So level up by Cho'Gath is timely. It's going to keep him in the actual game. But he's got to get this. He's got to get this Nasus into his turret if he's gonna. There we go. That'll reset the wave. He could back now if he wanted with the wave reset, but he's instead going to use it to harass.
Who's this guy?
That's Master Yi. He's like a ninja. Okay, you can see Yi pathing around behind where the wards are normally placed. So he's going to try and get in behind Lux. Galio's going that way as well. Lux spots him out. Seems to be heading back to the turret there. So Lux should be safe. That's why we're still watching bottom lane here. Gotta love the spectator algorithm. They got that all figured out. Now, Cho'Gath is trying to trade, but he's got no mana left. So he's going to have to get that wave shoved into the turret without mana and then back if he wants to have a chance of continuing to fight this lane. I mean, Nasus is also going to want to back, and they both have teleport up. But if you get the lane shoved and walk to lane, that's kind of ideal. Right now, no, Nasus has the advantage. Cho'Gath is wasting time and not doing much. He should back, buy his items, teleport back to lane, and continue his onslaught, and force Nasus to back when Nasus doesn't want to. But now he's letting Nasus dictate the pace of the game by not backing soon enough, and that's going to allow Nasus more time to free farm, which is not what you want Nasus to be doing. That's his passive as lifesteal too, so the longer you leave him in lane unthreatened, the more he heals up, and the less you actually manage to do to him. So you kind of got to burst Nasus down and make sure that when you're there, you're killing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, bud.
Who's the red guy?
That's the wolf.
The red guys
That's the wolf, yeah. That's Nasus. His name's Nasus. Alright, so at about 6:30, let's take a look at our farm numbers here. Top lane is dead even, which is not ideal against Nasus. You want to make sure you're ahead in the early game because he gets extra stuff every time he farms.
Who is this guy?
That girl is Lux. If you look at our jungle, he's got a slight advantage in jungle pathing, which makes sense. He's just going to be a faster farmer. But he hasn't put any pressure on the map basically anywhere. He walked through mid lane that one time, and that was it. So he's got no kills, no assists. He's literally just sitting there farming, trying to get into late game where he can carry things. Looking to our mid lane, Lux is up almost 40 to 25, so he's definitely abusing the range difference and using that to his advantage. He's also got an assist to his name, which helps. So Moo just poked his head into mid lane, which is a little or into top lane, sorry, which is a little odd because the top lane is pushed all the way in. There's not much you can do there. Those are true of most of Nerval's lanes. They all seem pushed in right now, which doesn't give him a lot of options except farm or counter jungle. Now Galio pulls the trigger. He gets his knockup. He gets his taunt. He manages to get a flash out of Lux, but he also blows his ignite. So he is down. Oh, Cho'Gath misses his tank again, or his cannon, sorry. And the Wither goes out. So yeah, you can see what I mean by wet noodle fight in the top here. They're both hitting each other, but with their passives, they're just life-stealing it right back up. Which should suit Nasus fine. He's just going to keep stacking up here. Oh, I missed him. I was going to click on him and see how many stacks he's got already, but we'll check that later. If you look at bot lane, though, a much better lane for Nerval this time. They're tied in CS, actually up by 1, with an assist on their name. So the lane is actually going quite well. There hasn't been jungle pressure from either side on bot lane, but they're not getting bullied off the wave anymore, as they did against Ashe. So Zaya's having a much better lane CS-wise. He's getting much more of it. The ones he's not getting, it looks like Leona's getting for him. So they're getting all the CS they need to keep in the game. Jungles are just kind of clearing buffs again, getting ready for the next round of ganks. Lux has returned to lane, whereas their mid is just back by the looks of it, and both top lanes is backed as well. So it's going to be a full reset here on most of the waves. Try to buy some items, get back, and see what things look like after the item spike. So Nasus blew his teleport, well, didn't blow it. He got back into the lane to farm, and he's also picked up Sheen, which is a huge first item for him. It allows him to farm better, get his stacks easier, and also allows him, when he queues an enemy champion, to actually hit real hard. If you look at Cho'Gath's side, he's picked up armor. Cooldown, mana, and armor. So he'll have more mana to use his abilities for, he'll have more cooldown to use his abilities more often, and the armor will help negate some of that Nasus damage he's going to be putting out. If you look into our jungle first buy, you can see that Bomby Cylinder is already bought by Amumu, whereas Skirmishers has been finished by Yi. And so here it comes. There's the Q. Look how much damage that thing does now. Now he pops his ult so we can get Qs off more often. He blows his flash. He's going to chase him into the turret. He is. He's going to take a ton of turret damage for that, though. So his ult is down, his flash is down, and he took a lot of turret, and his ult is down, and he took a lot of turret damage. So not really a great go by Nasus there. He blew a lot of stuff, and all he got out of it was a bit of lane pressure. And Amumu's there now to either... Well, Amumu's leaving. I thought he was going to help hold the lane. Lux misses his bind. Galio goes for the engage, managed to get the stun off, and that's about it. Lux then misses his E as well, so actually a one trade by Galio. Yai's closing the gap now, though, pretty quick. Master Yi's coming to gank. Amumu's there to counter gank as well, so there's going to be a brawl in the mid lane. Yi's trying to make a decision now. Amumu showed up. Amumu dives. Amumu dives. Lux gets the ult off, but Yi is here. Now, the last person you want kills on is Master Yi. He cleans up the first one in Lux. Amumu puts the flash out before Yi can actually use his Q. Yi's going to do it, though. He's diving. Amumu misses his Band-Aid, and it's a double onto Yi. If he'd held that Band-Aid, he could have stunned him up under the turret, but he got a little antsy and blew it early. So you can see Cho'Gath again healing up just by killing minions, using that passive to full advantage. Let's see if we can get his cannon this time. Oh, I feel like he missed it. Alright, so Yi gets a double. That is the opposite of what you want to see. He is capable of hard carrying games, and now that he's got a 2-kill lead as well as a CS lead, he's going to be the one putting down a lot of pressure this game. So I'll have to wait and see how that goes.
And then I think we're going to find a dry again.
I think we're going to fight a dragon? I think Yi is fighting a dragon right now. And our Cho'Gath DCs. Naturally. We really got to get him a new computer. Oh, and he's back. So, yeah. Kelvin's going to have the first dragon secured. They just got the vision on it. A couple seconds too late, but it was a good rotate by them, and you can see Nirval's pinging it out. They had the idea they were there, but they just weren't in the right position.
Yeah, I wish I could play this game.
Yeah, soon, bud. Nasus uses his ult again and his Wither, so his Q's up and hits hard, but Isaiah's going to be out again. Isaiah makes it. He needs to back, though, with that much health.
I think when I
Okay, Amumu pulls the trigger on the mid lane. Galio gets his spell shield up just in time. Lux manages to hit the bind, though, and that's all that crowd control I was talking about. Once that crowd control hits, you're not getting out. So Amumu's starting that fight, gets the lockup for long enough that Lux can close the gap and get her bind off, and then her slow field. And so that's a kill onto Lux. So Lux is starting to get fed as well, actually, which could put a bit of a thorn in the side of Master Yi. If he manages to get hit by a Q instead of dodging it himself, she might just pop him with an ult. So a turret plate down for the side of Nirval, so managed to get a little gold out of that anyways. Farm, this time is way on the side of Niverville. Interesting. So Zaya's up 30 CS now. I don't know if that was just a bad back by Jinx or what happened there, but she's down almost 3 waves worth of minions now. So she's taking a fair amount of harassment out of the feathers by the looks of it, which is probably not helping her case. But a really solid job by their bottom lane to win this one. There's some of that harass out. Lux is definitely hitting hard now. And yeah, if you look at that mid lane farm, Lux is up almost 2-1. So even though the kills are basically tied, it's almost it's a 2k gold lead now for Nirval early in the game, and it's all on the back of the CS. Now the one thing you do have to watch out for again is just scaling. If they don't use that CS advantage to get a kill, there's not much they can do. Nasus is going to outscale Cho'Gath real hard. Once he has a Triforce finish, and it looks like that's what he's building into, there's not much Cho'Gath can do. It's already, even with the... So Mumu just mistimes his in a little bit, and they both trade flashes to get out. So Lux trades the flash and doesn't get out, and Yai's waiting there. Master Yi is going to try and gank this. Nope, he backs out. He decides he doesn't want to do it. Mumu didn't use his ult there, so it must have been down somewhere else. But... yeah, it was a good gank. He got the flash out, but Lux flashed for it as well, which is too bad. If they had a little more damage, that would have been a kill for them. So Yi just takes the Scuttler before they can arrive. You can see it's a 2-man roam bottom. He uses his Q to dodge the engage by Lux, but there's all the lockup. Doesn't matter how... Oh, man, that's not a great idea by Galio. Okay, he gets out. So yeah, Yi hits the floor running here, but that's so much crowd control that he can't manage to get another... He gets his first Q off, but after that he gets locked up and picked off. So that 2-man roam to the bottom nets them a kill. Galio joins late, but doesn't have enough health to really do much, and it looks like they're going to stick around and try and finish this turret off with 3 of them. Great job by Leona stepping in front of that skill shot. She pops her W, steps in front of it, and takes no damage because of it. Ooh, Lux hits a full trade. Takes most of Jinx's health out there. So yeah, Jinx is not in position to defend this turret either. The second Lux's ult, there it is. I was just about to say, the second her ult is up, she's dead. And the ult came up, and she died. So they're not going to take the base. They are backing out. They're pinging an Infernal in a minute 30, so they want to get back, buy wards, whatever they need for it, and come in. Interesting choice by Morgana, going double Forbidden Idol, along with her Spell Thief's Edge, so she hasn't actually upgraded her. Oh, I guess Spell Thief's upgrades automatically. She's got to be getting close to an upgrade now. Oh well. Alright, so Cho'Gath's starting to stack up on the minions. You can hear him use his ult there. Nom nom nom. So at 15 minutes, we take a look at our CS here. Nasus is taking the lead in CS, which is really not good. As someone who scales off CS, you want to prevent him from getting as many minions as possible. Now he gets withered, he gets queued, Yi shows up, he's probably going to teleport. And this might be a dead Cho'Gath. Oh, nope, he's got his flash. They will flash after him, though, and they do manage to clean him up. So yeah, Nasus is going to start scaling. That kill onto Nasus as well, that might be enough for him to get his Triforce soon. Galio hops in, does a fair amount of damage to Lux, but takes a hefty trade in return. Yi's looking to do a Rift Herald, maybe. Yeah, looks like Yi and Nasus are going to do the Rift Herald. Galio's going to come give him a bit of an assist. Mumu actually managed to ping it out with the plant, so they know what's happening. Is he going to try and contest it? Yeah. Lux is roaming, so they're coming on down.
Yeah, they're still fighting the dragon.
And who got it? I can't tell because it didn't show up on my thing. And it went to Galio. So they did secure it, And the Mumu ended up dying, so that's a solid win for Kelvin. A nice attempt. The ult and the smite together might have been enough to do it, but it looks like Kelvin won that smite fight. And so that objective goes over to Kelvin, along with a kill on a Mumu. They do lose Master Yi in the process, though. Odd that they managed to get it. They must have... I'd have to review that later. I'm not sure how they managed to secure it if Yi died, but he must have died shortly after the Herald fell. Alright, so back to our farm numbers here. Mid lane is being demolished by Lux. She's up 108 CS to 56. So that's a huge lead for her in terms of items. She's not finished level 2. Oh, Chogan, this is his Q. But, I mean, he can just walk out, so. Nasus with blue and red buff, though, is something to be feared. Every time he hits you now, you're being slowed. And he can use his Q as many times as he wants, because he's not going to run out of mana. And he's going to lifesteal every time he does it. It's just, that's the dream. Nirville pulls the trigger on Dragon. It's being pinged out by Kelvin. They're a little late to the party. Yep, Mumu secures it, and then they go in, and the fight has started. Let's see how this goes. So, Yai putting out a bunch of damage, actually managed to secure the Xayah and then the Amumu. Lux puts an ult out and doubles back in return, but it's 3 kills onto Yi and only 2 down to Niverville. So Niverville gets the Dragon, but loses 3 members, and they manage to kill 2 in return. One of them, their tank. Nasus blows ult again and gets knocked up by Cho'Gath and managed to walk away. Yeah, they were impressed by that Lux ult. It tickles, that's for sure. So they thought they had that fight solidly in hand, and all of a sudden 2 of their members die because Lux hits like a truck. There's a reason they banned it the first game. Alright, so there's the respawn, 3-man respawn, and here we go. We're back in the races again. So there's the silence. Oh, he eats him early. Interesting choice. Yeah, you can't go toe-to-toe with him, man. He's got a sheen. Unless you have a lot more armor. I mean, he's got his Righteous Glory, which gives him a bit of ability to get in and out, but... Alright, Lux is working on the turret.
They're fighting the boss again.
They're fighting the boss again. Uh-oh. So yeah, mid and bottom are solidly ahead in terms of CS. The jungle, Yi is slightly ahead. He's, 3 CS and 2 kills up, but a couple less assists. But either way, he's got... oh, here he comes. He's showing up. Now, there's the Amumu ult. There's the Lux ult. Galio's almost dead. But I think they're focusing the wrong guy here. He's got to be the first one down. Oh, he's using his thing, but there he goes. So he's down. There's the follow-up. Lux gets out with a sliver of health. And that is a great fight by Niverville. Ooh, lost my screen. There we go. So yeah, they managed to pin him off. I'm surprised Lux didn't hit 2 with the ult, but it wasn't necessary at the end. He manages to get out with his life. Though barely. Galio almost finished him with his Q hovering there. And that will likely be mid-turret. And first turret of the game on to Niverville. Let's see. Yep. So first turret goes to Niverville. Mumu takes the mid-turret down after that successful gank, which is awesome. If you're converting your kills into an objective, that's what you want to see. So second turret goes down. Kelvin pulls the trigger, though, on the AD carry before the crowd control goes down, and this might end up being 2 onto Kelvin. Jinx has got excited. She's landed her slow. She's shooting rockets. If Morgana lands this bind, I think Leona's done. Morgana waits wisely until she's out of the minion wave. Chains it with the bind. Oh, and there's a flash. Okay, so Leona had flash and manages to get out there, and she's good to go. Okay, this is one of those things with early flash. If you use your flash before that binding hits, then you actually don't take most of that damage. Alright, Galio pops the Rift Herald in mid, Lux hits another bind, and Isaiah gets kill onto Nasus. So there's the roam mid. Manages to get the kill, but it looks like Amumu might be in trouble. Doesn't have his ult. He dives him. And it should be mid-turret here. Between the Rift Herald and Master Yi's damage, they should be able to even out the mid-lane turrets. And they do.
Dad, it's almost the morning.
Yeah, it's not almost morning yet. Ooh, an early ult by Xayah. I guess she was just trying to clear some minions out. That was an odd choice. Usually want to use that to dodge one of those all-important skill shots they launch, but...
This is taking so long.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's toe-to-toe. So if you look at the kills here, 11-9, and turrets 2-1, but at the gold leads only 3k in favor of Niverville, which is odd considering the farms are going pretty well.
Can you hear me?
I think they can hear you, bud. But here's the problem. If this game goes another 10 minutes, Kelvin's going to outscale again. So Niverville has small advantages here and there, and isn't really managing to use them. With Lux being 7-1, they've got to press that mid lane advantage more. Like more roaming out of Lux, get other lanes going, finish that top lane turret, Start to group up and force them to fight where a Lux ult's going to hit more than 1 or 2 guys. And then you can really start to make things happen.
What's down there?
So you can see Nasus and Galio are both looking top, kind of floating around the area. Looking to maybe make a move onto Cho'Gath, but he backs out and plays safe. Will Nasus lose a bunch of minions to the turret, which is kind of ideal. If he's not farming those minions, he's not getting those stacks. So there goes Galio's spell shield. Or not Galio, sorry. Oh yeah, it was Galio. Oh, he's got Banshee's Veil. A great choice by him on that Banshee's Veil, because that means he can't be CC'd as hard as quickly. Alright, so there's a brawl going on the bottom lane here. It looks like Galio was ulted in. They've got a pick on the AD carry. He's about to drop yet, so now you have a lone Leona fighting 4v1 in the bottom lane. Mid and jungle were way too late to respond to that, and the 4-man roam results in a clean double for Kelvin. Amumu goes in, the absolute madman, and Lux gets a 3-man ult off, kills 2 instantly. So now it's a 4v2 into a 2v2.
Whoa.
And Lux gets the third. So a 4v2 turns into a 1v2, and it's a quadra onto Lux. What a huge turnaround. The Wombo combo from a Amumu ult into a Lux ult absolutely shifts the dynamic of that fight. And Lux is having a good game. He's starting to all chat. That was a really nice Wombo combo by the two of them, pairing that one up. Rip drag. Yeah, they don't even have vision on it, but they know it. Or do they have vision? No, they don't even have vision on it, but they know. They got wiped. They're like, yeah, we're going to get a dragon here. So there's what you got to do. Oh, here comes the Jinx rocket. Oh, it goes right between the two of them. They were hoping to steal it with a Jinx rocket. There's nothing more satisfying than a cross-map Jinx dragon steal. They're so rare. But when it happens, oh baby, it's worth it. Oh, he misses his cannon again. Wither goes out from Nasus. Nasus has finished his Triforce and some armor. And Cho'Gath manages to get the knock up and walk away. Out of curiosity, yeah, he's got 342 stacks already, which means he's going to be starting to one-shot the AD carry soon. If he keeps stacking at this rate, like, it will literally take 1 Q, and the AD carry is going to lose most of his health. And if he crits, it's game over. Okay, so they dodge the Morgana engage. Lux drops an ult, and nothing, or Leona drops an ult, sorry, and no follow-up. So the AD carry and the support not quite on the same page here. One's going in, one's coming out. A little more communication down there would probably help in terms of what their game plan is. But, I mean, Leona's ult's on a fairly short cooldown, but it still sucks to have that down. If they do pull the trigger, that's one of your peel tools that's no longer available. Great flash by Lux. You see that early flash? It saved so much of her health. If she got caught, she might have survived, but she would have had no health and had to back. Now that she's flashed early, she dodged the stun, she dodged the Lux, used his ult and didn't get anything off it. He's accomplished so much. There's the engage. Flash from Amumu. Pulls that off. Galio tries to get out, gets his thing blocked. Lux follows up with a bind. He's just CC'd for days. There's the next bind from Amumu. Yeah, once they get you, you're not getting away. So if they can find a pick, you're going to have a bad day. Oh. There Lux gets it. So there's a flash from Jinx because Amumu managed to land it. And a long-range bind and a cross from Morgana. Really nice shot by her to keep that engage from happening. And here comes the true test. Can they take out Nasus? And it doesn't look like it's going to be a test. Nasus walks away, but Cho'Gath manages the knock-up. So he pops ult. They're using all their CC on him. That's a lot of damage out. And they managed to 5v1 him. Doesn't matter who you are. 5v1 is not going to end well for you. So good grouping by Nirul forces their stronger champs into retreat. And they win a fight. And now what is the objective they're going to take? Looks like 3 of them are moving to mid-turret. Amumu's just going to farm, and Lux is roaming to hold bottom lanes. They're splitting the team a little bit to try and keep their map pressure spread out, but they are going to get some turret damage down. Keep in mind, the bot lane now is all alone, extended super far. Yi pulls the trigger, they might die. There we go. Yi saved his Q until Leona had used her ability, and so gets the kill on him, and then cleans up the AD carry right afterwards. But meanwhile, on the bot lane, Lux lands one ability and deletes Jinx. So they were really far forward. They didn't have any wards. They didn't have team coverage, and that ended up costing them both their lives. You got to make sure you got your tanks around if you're going to push far. So this is again an example of you win a fight, you take an objective. They won a fight, and only 2 of them went to take the objective. Someone went top, someone went bottom, jungle went back into farm. The goal of the game is not to kill champs. The goal of the game is to take the Nexus, and you can only do that by dropping turrets first. So every time you fight, it should be for an objective. Whether that's a defense of your own objective, or killing an enemy so you can take an objective, that needs to be the goal. Once you've won that fight, you need to turn it into something. That can be a dragon, a baron, preferably a turret, But if that's not being done by the whole team, stuff like that ends up happening where you're not on the same page and you end up giving up some damage, giving up some kills. If you look at our gold lead here now, it's extended a bit. We're up to about 5k gold in favor of Niverville. But again, Nasus is up to like 350 stacks here. He's going to become a threat at some point. Master Yi has got 7 kills. He's already doing a lot of damage, and if he's alone, he's killing tons of people. Okay, there's a 3-man ult out of a Mumu. Galio uses the ult. Lux comes through, but only takes 1. Manages to kill the Morgana, who's not exactly a priority target. Yi, meanwhile, is in the back line, wreaking havoc on the team and dodging skill shots left, right, and center. Luckily, they have enough damage out of Lux to clean him up, and he doesn't manage to turn, and he's focusing a Mumu, which is not the right target for him, as a Mumu's a tank. But Lux is still there putting out damage, so now it's 4 versus 3, sorry, and they're going to keep this push going and maybe go for the mid turret once they're... Oh, and Lux cleans up another one long range. Gallia goes in to try and soak some of it, ends up having to flash to save his own life. They clear the last tank, and the minion wave has arrived, and they're going to have a chance now to work on the turret. So, mid turret has dropped, so they're down to the inhibitor turret now. They're going to put some damage on it. Let's see if they can drop this as well. Lux is all pinging that her ult is up, so if a fight happens, it's not going to go well for them. Oh, Lux's bind gets blocked by minions. Cho'Gath is taking the full brunt of this turret. I'm not sure why. Oh, but they do manage to take it. All right. You know what? I'll give it to them. You're going to give up your life for an inhibitor turret? That's huge. The base is now broken. Turtling in the base to try and get yourself into late game is a legitimate strategy a team like that specific comp might want to use. And by breaking that base, that completely takes away that ability. They can't hide inside the wall. They can't use that to their advantage. They now have to defend an inhibitor, and Nero can force fights whenever they want. He's going there to try and steal that dragon, but now that Leona's arrived, he realizes this is a bad idea, and it looks like it's going to be a dragon. Oh no, he's still going. Here comes the teleport. Good word by Leona. They've left them alone? Okay, secured the dragon by a Mumu. Leona managed to kill Master Yi, and now it's just Nasus in there all alone. And he gets cleaned up as well. So great job by Amumu to secure that dragon. If he had stolen that and managed to get out, that would have been a huge loss. But managing to secure that dragon and take out Yi, and well as the teleport Nasus at the same time, means Kelvin's put a lot of resources into a dragon that they didn't get. And so that's going to give a big advantage over to Niverville here as well, and extend that gold lead a little further. It's up to almost 7k now.
Yeah.
Yes, bud?
I want to hear the foggy.
Oh, Mumu jumps the backline, pops his ult, uses his tantrum, and the fight is out. The spell shield, though, keeps her out, and she manages to escape. Amumu's taking a lot of damage, gets killed by Galio, although Galio's popped by Leona afterwards, interestingly enough. The fight continues. You see Zaya really far forward, getting attacked by the... Yeah, dives the backline. Now he's focusing onto the Lux. Still damaging Lux. Lux uses the locket and gives Cho'Gath time to eat him, and Lux gets out. Now Nasus drops the Wither, trying to extend that fight. There goes the ult. Lux's ult comes out and cleans up the backline as well as putting some damage onto Nasus. But look how much damage Nasus is doing to the tanks. Now he can't get past the tanks onto Lux, which is a really good thing. But he's got a lot of damage in there. He's starting to scale up. Like, look how much damage he did Leona with like 2 or 3 Qs. Lux is staying now to take an objective, but the team is backing, and now the team has rejoined. It's again that thing where you want to make sure you're all on the same page. Somebody was leaving, someone was staying. If they had enough players to pull the trigger, that would have been trouble. But they've got their objective, and now they're walking away, and that's a better choice to make. So they can go back and heal up now by using all the gold for the kills they just got. Double warding a bush means they're not talking very well, and it says they are finished. Interesting.
Yeah.
Was it a surrender?
Yeah. I'm holding my pee.
Alright, so apparently they got the Baron finished, so a little spoiler alert here. Come on, Tasty Orange. So there's the Baron.
Tasty Orange? Why are you calling him Tasty Orange?
Well, that's his actual name, is Tasty Orange. So they got the Baron. They get out. Apparently they're just going to run it down the mid and finish. So let's watch and see how this team fight unfolds. So you can see now Kelvin's roaming around trying to get some vision down. But now they're putting vision on Baron, and it's probably the worst time to put vision on Baron, because Baron just dropped. By the time Baron respawns, all those wards will have timed out, so they're effectively doing nothing. If there's going to be a fight, where's the next objective? They would have been better off probably putting it down on the Dragon Pit or warding in their own base, expecting an engage here. So there's the engage. The cleanse comes out, but Amumu wisely saves this thing until the cleanse happens. A double out of Zaya with a really nice ult throws some damage down. So his 177 minions, which is an amazing farm number, has converted into some items, and now he's doing some serious damage. And then Amumu cleans up the last one. In we go. Bind hits the front line, slows them down a bit, but we got Amumu as the second front line, and in they go. So they're going to use the Baron buff to try and take a turret here. Oh, there's a long-range Lux bind, and Morgana's deleted. Man, that Lux is doing work. Yeah, Rabadon's, it doesn't even have her tier 2 boots yet. But Rabadon's, Luden's, and Zhonya's are going to hurt. So with that, they're going to sit there and take the base. Galio knows there's not a lot he can do about it. Amumu pulls the trigger on him. They get their knockup. Finish him off. So you can see that Cho'Gath is soaking turret damage that entire time, but between the Chain Vest, the Righteous Glory, and the Frozen Heart, he's just not getting hurt anymore. Man, that Lux ult. And that is game. So game 2 goes to Nerville, and we're going to game 3 of the best of 3.